the more you think about each separate art form, movies, films, buildings, music, painting, sculpture, performance art, you develop sensibilities, criteria. There was a great example, for example, in the case of the composer Mozart. He had a pupil, Thomas Attwood, who became a court composer in England during the reign of Victoria. He was a fine musician, but not a great talent. Perfectly fine craftsman, and wrote a fair amount of music, none of which has survived. But it's very competent. Now his music is art music. It's fine, it's good, it's interesting, it's historically interesting because every age has its own artistic currents. And it's very interesting to understand the past. Art is a terrific instrument for getting under the skin, so to speak, of a past era. Now Thomas Attwood studied with Mozart. Now Mozart was not much of a teacher. He did it only for the money. And the strange thing about Thomas Attwood is that it's the one complete record, because he was English and very meticulous, he kept his lessons with Mozart. It's the only record we have of Mozart teaching. He gave Attwood lessons and exercises. And it's a great example of a minuet dance in which he gave Attwood a bass line and asked him to fill it out. You got one line, you had to fill it out to give melody. So he gave him a bass line, a kind of foundation which to write the minuet, to dance in 3-meter. And the fascinating thing is when Mozart was correcting it, he made slight changes. And if you play Attwood's exercise that he gave back to Mozart, and Mozart's, just to fill the time, just think about it, editing and changing of it, you see the difference between the ordinary and the great. And blindfold, an audience who's listened to a lot of 18th century minuets will identify the Mozart one right away.